Mine shows. No, it just caught up. Oh, I need to put my headset.
Hello. Welcome to Fortis Live.
Dum dum dum.
I'm your host, Kevin.
Hi, I'm Angela.
My co-host, my beautiful wife, Angela.
I'm a permanent stand-in.
Yes, she is my now permanent stand-in.
Hi, Michael.
Today.
Michael's,
Did Michael say something?
Michael's watching us.
How come it didn't show up on air?
I don't know, because you're not as cool as me. Okay.
Where is my unified? There it is. No, still didn't show up.
Andrew Broom is with us.
Okay.
Hi.
Can y'all hear us? Just making sure.
Yes, Michael. Good. Michael said, "Hey guys."
Awesome.
Okay.
Okay. Today we've got a couple things we're going to talk about.
Yes.
We're probably not going to go a whole hour or anything like that.
He says it every time.
Depends on how much I decide to
Then he gets all chatty.
keep talking. Look like it's called Chatty Cathy. So, hey, you know your earphones are not on the right side.
Because you know why? Because I want my wire on that side.
But your left is going into your right. Your right's going into your left.
My ears don't know any different.
You got weird ears. Okay, so today we've got a couple things we're going to talk about. First thing we're going to talk about is a new House bill that was just introduced, and I have to get back over to it. It is called, where are we at? House Bill 2249. So we're going to talk, I'm just going to kind of touch on what House Bill 2249 is, the purpose of it, why it was introduced.
Who introduced it?
Kind of the background.
Was it She-Jack again?
No. This is actually something for the good guys this time.
Oh, cool.
Yes, it's something for the good guys. Anyhow, I'm going to talk about just a little bit why it was introduced, what it does, how it helps us, and so forth. And the second thing we're going to talk about is a program that we offer here. It's called, it originated as Texas Law Shield because it kind of basically started off in Texas. Now it's kind of progressed to the name U.S. Law Shield. So we get a lot of questions about that. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit and let you guys know what it is, because there's a lot of people that don't know what it is. They've never even heard of it, but it is something that I feel everyone needs.
We have it.
We have it, yes. So we're going to talk about that. First off, do you have anything?
I actually brought nothing to the table today.
So you don't talk about anything?
No, but I mean, there's some things I wouldn't mind to talk about.
Talk about guns, and has anybody asked you questions?
Well, to be honest, the only thing that's been really on my mind that I wanted to talk about, and I can't find the article.
I straight broadsided with this.
Schmack. is there was an event about a week ago. I wanted to say a week ago, and there was an active shooter, and there was a civilian that had a license to carry that actually stopped the situation. And I was trying to find the details because I wanted to talk about it, but I can't find the story, so that's a moot point. But I will do my homework and be prepared next week. So that's all I got. It's on you. Here we go.
Okay. Well, you're forgiven then.
2249 and go.
Okay. 2249. I'm just kind of basically just read this to you. This past Wednesday, Representative Cole Hefner, Republican of Mount Pleasant, introduced a bill, and it was pretty much co-sponsored. Actually, two senators introduced it. Senator Brandon Creington, Creigton, Creington. Maybe I think that's how you pronounce it.
Just call him Big C. It's okay.
Republican of Conroe. They filed House Bill 2249 and Senate Bill 18, which, by the way, both of those are NRA-backed bills. Now, these two bills, they would establish that firearms and ammunition. Well, hold on. Let me give you the background why this was introduced. A lot of you may not know, but when COVID hit, the China virus, when
You just had to say that.
the China virus, I don't say it as good. Anyhow, when COVID hit last year, screwed a lot of stuff up. There were multiple counties, cities, and stuff like that that did not feel. Got to readjust this so I can hear my voice better. They did not feel that hit hard, didn't it? Boom, right here. Okay, so again, last year when COVID hit, there was multiple cities, counties, municipalities.
Tell it already, Parham. Come on.
My coffee's giving me the jitters. Anyhow, so multiple locations come out and basically shut their gun stores down. They shut the gun ranges down. There was no sale of firearms, ammunition, or anything like that. They did not feel that, in their opinion, that the gun ranges, the gun stores, anybody that did anything like that in our industry was a
necessity?
A necessity.
But I bet the liquor stores are open.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Liquor stores stayed open.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so they shut them down. They made them close down. So move forward to this past Wednesday. I mean, over time, of course, they were able to open back up, but
because everything did loosen up as we went. But
right.
Yeah.
So fast forward to this past Wednesday. Representative Cole Hefner, Republican of Mount Pleasant, and Senator Brandon Creington, Republican Conroe filed House Bill 2249 and Senate Bill 18. Again, they're NRA-backed bills. What these bills do is they establish that firearms and ammunition manufacturers, distributors, wholesalers, suppliers, and retailers are essential businesses that shall not be prohibited by state or local officials from operating during a declared disaster or emergency. So basically, what it's saying is the local government cannot come in and force these guys to shut down anytime an emergency is declared. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it removes the ability to call them non-essential.
Right.
No,
Yep.
okay.
So it basically keeps them as essential, pretty much just like the liquor store is. So I had to say stove, the liquor store, because that's how I say it.
Okay, so here's a question. You brought up the word. Are you through talking about 2249?
Kind of. What you got?
Well, you said emergency.
Yes.
Okay, so that made me think. We had some bad weather a couple years ago, and it was a hurricane, and it was a state of emergency in Texas in certain areas.
Correct.
And there was a lot of questions at that time about how that changes the gun laws in a state of emergency. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Do you care to tell everybody? Or are you just going to keep it to yourself? You don't remember, do you?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Stop it. How does a state of emergency affect gun owners and their ability to carry?
Okay. So, very good question. That's a very good question, by the way.
Thank you.
Okay. So, basically, the law passed. Abbott put it into play. I'd be lying if I tried to tell you what the bill was or anything like that, because I do not remember. However, what that law did allow was during a declared natural disaster or state of emergency or anything like that, if you do not have a handgun license, you do not have your Texas license to carry, that when a state of disaster or state emergency is declared, basically you are now allowed to carry your weapon without a handgun license.
And what you should do is we definitely should bring the verbiage next Thursday.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I mean, but that was a huge change. I mean, that's a big deal.
It also prohibits businesses that you cannot, or, places, shelters. If they formed a shelter, say, they formed a shelter inside of a building that you're not allowed to carry your weapon in. So they have like a 30-06 or 30-07 sign posted out front. So if you're typically not allowed to carry your weapon in that place of business, once a state disaster, a natural emergency, natural disaster is declared,
one that has moved you out of your home.
Correct.
No.
No. Yes, that's a very good point. Now, there has to be an evacuation order. Very good. That slipped my mind. So there has to be an evacuation order. So just because it's declared, I need to clarify that. Just because it's been declared does not mean you can run all over the place. Your area has to be under an evacuation order. Okay.
So you've basically been forced out of your home.
Correct.
Due to a natural disaster, and there has been a state of emergency declared. This forces you to move from your home dwelling. That's when this takes place.
Correct. So you have to be under. You have to be under the order of an evacuation. So, I'm glad you brought that up for me to clarify that, because people would have jumped all over.
Well, actually, they did. That's why I asked the question, because remember when this first came up, everybody was discussing, hey, this is and you were getting a ton of calls about this, that he's declaring a natural disaster. So does this mean?
And not only calls, but something else that I like doing is Channel 7.
Calm down.
Channel 7.
Stay
When
focused.
somebody's giving
Stay-
like wrong information,
Mm.
boy, I've got my phone on there, but my thumbs are going crazy
Yes, you should live with him when he
telling
does it.
people why they're wrong.
He sounds like a woodpecker. Anyway, so
But I did have to clear that a lot
Yeah.
on the news.
But you got a lot of calls because people immediately thought if it's a state of emergency, I can go anywhere I want to with my weapon. And that was a big problem. You had to say, hey, no, you haven't, there's been no evacuation.
Right.
So that was the pivot point there that said, you can do this or you can do that. So that was a big deal. You were getting flooded with information about that, but I thought that was good to cover. So.
Yeah, very good question. Thank you for asking that. Thank you for asking that.
You're welcome. All right, so we're going to do Texas Law Show.
Okay, if y'all have any questions about the 2249, first of all, I encourage you to contact your representatives and press that. Okay, it was introduced. Now it still has to be, go through all the channels and stuff like that to be approved. Because, well, I don't really want to get into this, the whole deal that Abbott that we were talking about earlier, how he nodded.
There was a little bit of opening there, but we don't want to.
For possible gun control.
Let's not run with it till we know. He could just been appeasing somebody.
Probably. Hopefully.
Smile and nod.
So, anyhow, if you do have questions about that, call me, message me.
How are you? You're like slouched. Why do I have to have good posture? And you're like,
because I'm chilling like a villain.
But I can't.
Wow. Maybe because you're so tall.
Maybe. All right. But it's not about me. It's about you. Here we go. Texas Law Show.
Anyhow, first of all, let me encourage you, contact your representatives. Here, after a while, I will try to put a link in the YouTube video on this because we are streaming to YouTube. I'll try to put a link in there where you can contact our representatives and try to help get that pushed through, because I think that's very awesome. Because a lot of times, for instance, we have She-Jack here. We have Sheila Jackson.
Yeah, but hold on, back up a minute. It is beneficial because I have to say this or I'll forget it. It's menopause, no brain. So if they do...
I don't think people want to know that.
No, I need an excuse.
Oh, okay.
Because I do some stupid stuff. Anyway, but there is... If there is something that has been put into play and has been allowed to be done, I don't care which way it's going, right? I don't care if it's leaning left, right, in the middle, whatever. If it's leaning and people can do it, if it's swaying one way, they will continue to do that until it becomes a habit. And if they do not introduce this to undo that...
127.
Yeah, to undo those areas that established them as being non-essential, the gun shops and whatnot, then it will say, okay, well, they did this. It worked here during COVID. So if they were non-essential then why is it just essential now? Right. So if you give an inch, I think they take a mile. So I think it's very important that this comes up.
Yeah, and like we said last, when we were talking about HR 127 that was introduced by Sheila Jackson, or what I like to refer to her as She-Jack.
Yes, we know. You're very proud of that. Here we go.
She jacks your Second Amendment. There's a lot of anti-Second Amendment laws that are trying to be pushed through right now. Anyhow, so and as a lot of the laws that are being introduced right now, or a lot of the a lot of the bills that are being introduced to progress through the House and Senate and everything. A lot of them don't have full text to them, so we're not able to elaborate on them. Once the full text is introduced and we can actually see what the bill is, then we can elaborate on it, for you guys. Okay, so anything else about that?
No, I think we're good.
All right, so the other thing I wanted to talk about is a program that we offer here. It is called, like I mentioned earlier, started out as Texas Law Shield. Some people still refer to it as Texas Law Shield, but it's progressing to the name U.S. Law Shield, because it's not only for Texas, anymore. This is basically a nationwide program. So, um, again, we offer this program here. It's something that's very beneficial. Um, Basically, it's a legal defense for self defense. Okay, and one of our plans, probably a little bit later on down the road, once we get all the logistics worked out, is to actually have or hopefully have a law shield, one of the attorneys that sets in with us here, and answers a lot of questions. Because we can't get I can't give legal advice, just because I'm an instructor. We're not allowed to technically give legal advice, and I have people call me. Man, my phone rings all the time. Hey, can I do? What's the legality of this? What's the legality of that? Well, I can't talk. I can tell you what the law says. So, anyhow, so that's one of the plans that we're looking forward to, a little bit later down the road. U.S. Law Shield. It is legal defense for self defense. Okay, this program has well over 650,000 members in it. Okay, so in a nutshell, what this program does, a basic cost of it, $10.95 a month. What the program does is it's an I'm trying to find a good way of.
Insurance.
No, it's not insurance.
But
It's
I don't-
legal defense. It's
I
a
don't-
legal defense.
No, I don't mean literally, but I mean it's an insurance. It ensures that you'll have somebody. I
Okay.
don't mean literally like car insurance, but it's like it ensures that you have somebody to have your back if something happens.
Right. So if you're forced to use your weapon, and it's not just um, grouped to weapons. So if you were in a self defense situation and you used your hands, or you used a knife, or you had to pull a bat out, or a club, or some nunchucks, or whatever the case may be, it's not just limited to a firearm, and you had to use your weapon, your guns, um, in a self defense situation, and now that person or that person's family drags you into court for defending yourself, um, because you either took the life or you injured the person, and now they want to sue you because that happens. Um, Civil lawsuit. So what happens is U.S. Law Shield or Texas Law Shield or U.S. Law Shield, they provide you with your monthly membership. They provide you with an attorney, a pro Second Amendment attorney, and these aren't court-appointed attorneys. These are the best pro Second Amendment attorneys that, if you're in Texas, that Texas has to offer. If you're in Louisiana, that Louisiana has to offer. If whatever state you're in, now I'll get to how you can get covered in multiple states, but for the basic coverage, you're covered in the state of Texas. Okay, $10.95 a month. The best pro Second Amendment attorneys that the state has to offer is your legal defense. Okay, so you don't have to wait on a court-appointed attorney. You don't have to. There's no out-of-pocket money. There's nothing like that. All you've got is your monthly subscription for $10.95 a month, and the first call you made, if you were put in handcuffs and you were taken, you may beat the rap, but you may not beat the ride, is what we like to say. So you catch a ride downtown, the first phone call you make is to U.S. Law Shield. U.S. Law Shield will typically have an attorney at your location within an hour or so. I haven't had to use them, but that's the way it's been explained to me. Typically within an hour or a few hours, there's an attorney sitting there ready to pull you out.
Don't they also offer advice?
Yes. So one of the other things, your program attorney, with your membership, if you have legal questions during business hours, if you have legal questions, you can contact the non-emergency number, and you have an actual attorney that you can ask your question to get actual legal advice.
Yeah, like how do I protect my dwelling? What if I feel threatened?
Yeah.
And
So
that kind of stuff.
stuff that I can't answer as an instructor, they can answer, and that's what they're there for. Now, with that being said, there are additional add-ons that you can add to your basic plan. And here's the deal. Most people won't miss 1095 coming out of their account a month. However, if you did not have a legal defense, you would miss a couple $100,000 coming out of your pocket.
And we're not selling this. It's just something that we participate in and we think is a very good
I mean,
product.
this is. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want I want everybody to know about this because it's an awesome program. We're we're all part of it. Okay. But a lot of people don't know about it, and I feel that anybody that would potentially have to defend themselves, which is anybody, this is something that is very beneficial to you. So, anyhow, there's an additional add-on to this program, multi-state coverage. Now, I'm going to get you the prices here. That way, you kind of know up front. And
it's on our website, isn't it?
No, I haven't been able to figure out how to add it to the website, but we will have it on our website.
You
can,
if you have
look more at
questions, we can get you in touch with the right people and all that stuff.
If you have for one person, you can sign up, and you can sign up monthly. You can pay it monthly, or you can pay it annually. There is a discount if you do annually for annually for one person is $131.40 a year. If you sign up a spouse, a friend, or something like that, there is a discount to it, which typically monthly would be $21.90 a month. But if you do two people, it's $240 a month. So there is a discount to it.
$240 a month?
No, $240 a year. I'm sorry. Always there to catch me. Always there to catch me. Girl, I appreciate you.
I got you.
I appreciate you. Okay, so so one of the add-ons to this program, multi-state coverage. What this does is the basic program covers you throughout the state of Texas. Okay. Let me back up. You do not have to have a handgun license for this. Anybody can be covered with this. Okay, so if you do not have a handgun license, you're forced to defend yourself against an attack or something like that. Boom, you are covered under this. Now, if you do something illegal, just straight up illegal, you're SOL, okay? But as long as you are following the law, you are covered. Multi-state coverage. If you plan on traveling around or anything like that, multi-state coverage is something that you can add on to it. And
I would assume if you traveled with your profession or anything like that, it would be something that would work in your favor.
The multi-state coverage is $295 a month. And
$3.
Yeah, so just less than $3. It covers you if you travel for work, if you travel or around or anything like that. Now, the cool thing about it is if you're going to be traveling, say you're going out of town next week, you're going to be driving out of town next week, out of state next week, you can call and put it on your plan. When you come back, you can call and take it back off your plan and not have to pay, continue paying for it. So you can add and delete these as you need them. So the multi-state coverage, it covers you all 50 states. If you have an issue over in Florida or something like that, the same thing with Texas. Their pro Second Amendment attorneys are who comes in. They're not that way. They're not pulling one from Texas to try to figure out Florida law or something like that. It's the ones that know it. Bail bonds and expert witness is another add-on to it. Now, this is pretty legit here, okay? For an additional $295 a month, you can add what's called the bail bonds and expert witness. So the bail bondsman, if you do get arrested, then that additional $295 a month
get you out of jail.
They will come bail you out of jail. You don't have to put up, and they'll bail you out of jail up to a certain amount. So if you've got like $1 million bond, or something like that, I don't think they're going to do that, but it's up to a certain amount. I want to say it's like $35,000 or something like that, and I could be wrong. But anyhow, they come bail you out of jail. You never have to pay anything additional. You don't have to put your car up. You don't have to put your house up. You don't have to, pony up a bunch of money.
So they cover the collateral or whatever.
Yeah, all you do is you pay your monthly fee, and boom,
which is awesome.
It covers you. So, expert witness is also part of that. Now, this isn't an expert witness like if you were to go shoot somebody, the expert witness comes in and says, "Oh no, they were over here." No, that's not what we're talking about. What I'm talking about, expert witness, is say you're in the WalMarts, and you're a female. You pull you're trying to pull your wallet out of your purse. Your gun comes out of your purse, hits the ground, boom, goes off. Okay, an expert witness would be something like say from the gun manufacturer that would come testify that, hey, the gun safety is, we've had issues with this, or blah 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 blah. Whatever the case may be, testify. Forensics. Okay. Now, just to kind of give you an idea of what if your case has to have a witness come in, a forensics witness, you're looking at thousands of dollars per hour.
For the witness.
Hundreds, high hundreds, up to thousands of dollars per hour, depending on what their background is. And their time starts from the time that they pull out of their driveway. Now, if you have the additional coverage, Law Shield takes care of all of it. That's pretty bad A.
Yeah, it is. It's a great program that you hope you never need.
Minor children is another additional add-on, and it is $2 a month. Okay, this is also pretty cool. If you have kids, they're in school, and just that one coverage covers all your kids. If your kids are in school and they get in a self-defense, they get in a fight with somebody, there's your attorney for your child. And the other parent wants to press charges on you, or on your child, or on you, whatever the case may be, boom, there's your attorney. Nothing out of pocket. Law Shield comes in and defends you. And now they don't just defend you. If your case went to like the Supreme Court, or if it was something crazy, the attorneys follow you all the way up. There's no caps on coverage. That is one of the cool things that's different between Law Shield and some of the other companies. Now, Law Shield's not the only company that does this, but in my opinion, Law Shield's the best company that does this. They have the best track record. One of the biggest things is there are no caps. So if your bill runs up in the millions of dollars, there's no caps, and all you're continuing to pay is just your $10.95 a month. The Hunter Shield. Hunter Shield is another add-on that's pretty cool. If you're an avid hunter, and again, you can add and delete these as you need them. If you're an avid hunter, you go hunting. All of a sudden, you swear that you're hunting right at dawn or right at dusk, and you swear there's the 11-8-point deer that you've been looking for the last few years. You shoot it. Turns out to be your neighbor's busted up. Sorry, that slipped. Busted up cow on the other side of the fence.
That's awful.
That is on her last leg. She's nursed. She's birthed 50 other calves. But anyhow, busted up. All of a sudden, that becomes the farmer's prize cow. Okay, Law Shield comes in to defend you on that. That's your attorney for that. Okay, I think the last thing, the last add-on to that is identity protection. So when you have a firearm stolen, somebody breaks into your house, your firearms get stolen. You are required, of course, to call the law enforcement, let them know, but also the ATF. You're supposed to let the ATF know that you've got stolen, with your serial numbers, stolen weapons and stuff like that. This additional coverage, which is $6.95 a month, this coverage takes care of that for you. Because a lot of times if somebody gets a weapon, they get the serial numbers. All of a sudden they've got your identity and stuff like that. This protects you against that, and also you make one phone call, and Law Shield makes the rest of the phone calls to square that away. So they call, let everybody know that these weapons been stolen. They take care of all that. That way, in case it's used in a crime, it does not, come back on you. So
I don't
Anyhow,
think a lot of people think about that.
yeah, I mean it's a lot to think about. Now, if you typically, when we do qualifications every other Saturday, LTC qualifications every Saturday, we have a representative, really good guy, Rob, that comes in and he talks about this program for about 4 or 5 minutes to people, to the people before they do their qualifications. If you sign up, if you come to one of our LTC qualifications and you sign up there when he's doing that, you also get what's a book from Law Shield that is Handgun Laws for Dummies, is basically what it is. I don't have it with. It's actually at my house in our office, so I don't have it here with me. But this book it basically breaks down. One of the program attorneys wrote this book, and they took all the legal jargon away and broke every law down and described it.
So it's easier to read.
So people like me, you know that.
It's just for laymen. I mean,
Yeah,
some of that stuff's hard to read.
So you do get that book if you sign up during the class. Now, if you want to contact us and sign up, we can get you put with the right person, get that squared away. You do not get the book then, just because they have the price of mailing it out, all this and that. But if you really need a book, you know. Boom. How about that? Now do you have audio? Hey, look, when you're live, things happen. Things happen when you're live. I do apologize for it.
Can you hear us now, guys? Hello.
Hey, somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear us.
Michael said we're good to go.
Okay. Anyhow,
Oh, you got jokes. Okay. Yeah.
anyhow, I just wanted to just to give that to y'all, just to tell you about that, because that is an awesome. It's just an awesome program. We're all covered by it. You know, I just felt people should know that.
Yeah, it really is. It's a great program. Look into it yourself. Like I was saying, we can get you in contact with the right person to answer any questions whatsoever. But I think that's all we have today.
Yeah, we didn't have a whole lot because we're waiting on waiting on a lot of the text for some of these new bills that have been introduced, just to be able to explain it to you, tell you what they are. Would you go back through the dates of the classes that we've got? We've got some classes coming down the line in March and in April. Sandra's just going to tell you about that real quick, just in case you didn't hear it on the last show. Yeah, and take it away.
Okay, we have the on Sunday, March the 14th, the beginner land nav class is that day. On the 20th, And the 21st of March, we have the women's self-defense class. On the 20th of March, we also have Train the Trainer for Hunter's Education here at Fortis.
Now, let me explain that just real quick. That Train the Trainer is not the Hunter's Education course. That is if you want to be a Hunter's Education instructor. That's what that course is. It's an all-day course. Texas Parks and Wildlife is coming to put it on here. They're hosting it here, or we're hosting it. And that course is a multi-course. So not only would you be able to teach regular Hunter's Education, but you will be able to teach bow hunters education. Pretty good. Yep.
I just grabbed
Yep,
that.
just grab
Yeah. Okay. In April, on the 10th and the 11th, the Advanced Land Nav course will be having that. That's a 2-day course. Qualifications in March for the license to carry will be on, looks to me like the 13th and the 27th.
Well, we have quals this Saturday, don't we?
Yes, but I'm reading March.
Oh,
We're in February.
yeah. We do have quals this Saturday, 8 a.m.
Yeah, and then we have 13th and the 27th of March, and on the 10th and 24th of April. This mic makes me wish I was a pygmy. Like I can't, like you did this on purpose. This is how low he has this thing. You did this.
Are you complaining?
Yes.
Quit.
Look. Look.
Well, I can hear you just fine.
That's yeah. All right, we're good.
Okay. We've got some other courses that we're still trying to put together. I'm trying to work the logistics out of it. I do have another instructor that we've put on, a medical instructor that we have to introduce. I've still got to get to all that. We have so much stuff going on. What was something else I was going to say?
He was going to say goodbye.
No, if you're interested in sponsoring a show or sponsoring our show, being a sponsor of it, we've let us know. I can send you details for it. Again, this is all still new. It's still evolving. Part of some of the stuff that we're wanting to do is we want to do product testing, all that good stuff. Demonstrated on the show, and a lot of good stuff like that. Always remember we're live. If you have questions, please ask us. Hopefully it's something we can address right then.
That's all we got.
Is that it?
That's it.
Well, you make it sound like it's just nothing.
I know. We had 45 minutes of nothing.
No, this is good stuff. This is stuff that I want people to know.
I was being facetious.
Yeah. Man, I know there was something else I needed to talk.
That's
talk
right.
about
Good
real
thing
quick.
is you have another one next
Yep.
week.
Okay. If you have any questions, let us know. Call me, email us, message us, whatever the case may be, and we'll get your questions. Thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully, everybody didn't duck and run when we lost audio. We'll be back next Thursday at noon. If y'all have any input for us, something you'd like to see on the show, let us know. If you have any questions, also let us know.
Yes.
Thank you guys for joining us again. Thank you for the support. We'll see you next Thursday.